With no further ado, Lynn Woodland.
Thank you. Well, I always love coming back here. I used to be a ministerial guide here some years back, and I was a ministerial guide at the same time that Michael Underwood was. Maybe some of you remember him. He always used to introduce me by saying, "Lynn Woodland, she's been doing this since before God made dirt." So he had a way with words. That's always stuck with me. Makes me feel very old. But, you know, I saw my topic on the screen here, and it looks like a lovely topic. It's not what we're doing today. Don't know where it came from, but it looks lovely. What I want to do with us here today is to work with some of the ascended master guides, the spiritual beings who are always with us, who are assisting with the collective good of the planet, of all humanity. And this is going to be experiential. I expect us to not just talk about the guides, but to have an experience with the guides. And, you know, we all have a variety of spiritual guides with us. Some for a lifetime or lifetimes, some for short periods of time when we're learning a particular life lesson or going through a particular experience. And, you know, there's also just a host of angelic beings who are just there to serve us. They come at our request and fulfill the huge miracles of spontaneous healing and a little finding a parking place when we really need it. They come when we call. These are not the guides we're going to be working with here. What I really want to give attention to are those ascended master teachers who, I think of them as the great ones, the heavy hitters, the ones who are working with us collectively rather than personally, that their mission is about serving all that is, all of creation. And you know, for any of you, if the whole idea of spiritual guides is like a little too woo-woo out there, not really in your belief system, then you might want to consider what we're doing today to be about personifying some archetypal universal forces for good and tapping them, accessing them. Because the transmission of these higher frequency beings really operates at such a refined level. Doing this work, contacting these guides and working with them, I find is a lot easier to do in a group than individually. It's kind of like, you can think about it that they can only reach down so low, and we can only reach up so high. And when we come together, there's this amplifying effect that happens in group work, where we raise each other up to a place where we can be more at that level. And I know a lot of us resonate personally with a lot of the master guides. You know, there's all kinds of card decks out there, and that, you know, they've become very much a part of consciousness, mainstream consciousness now, in a way, you know, that's never been before. They've become popularized. So Archangel Michael and Master Jesus, they all feel like our best pals. And yet to really tap their assistance and be at that frequency, it seems to work a lot better in group work, as I was saying, because we really raise each other up to a place where we can connect more powerfully. And you know, I've really found that working intentionally with the master guides this way can just speed our own life goals. It can really fast track our lives in some amazing ways. In fact, I remember a group session I did some years back where it was about a 3-hour workshop just working with the master guides. And there was one woman who left, and she was working on bringing her book into fruition. And I actually was working on finishing my book at that time too, and so I participated. We were in a little small group together, and when we contacted the guides, we both saw the same set of guides. We both saw this collective of guides, and it was amazing how similar our impressions were. And she left just feeling all abuzz, like something was going on. And she said that a few days later, her sister actually called her to tell her that she had won the lottery, like the gazillion-dollar lottery, and was going to share it with her. And so she was able to quit her job and give her attention to finishing her book, and boom, her life was on the fast track. And for me, I was stalled in finishing my book. I basically, shortly thereafter, had a whole new content piece just dropped on me. They basically said, get rid of what you've written, here's what's going out. And my book, in a very serendipitous way, I thought I was going to self-publish, found its way into the hands of Namaste Publishing. And, again, it was fast-tracked. Now, the thing about working with these guides is they're not really about our personal agendas. They're about the mission of serving all that is. So there is a way that they fast-track our lives so that we don't have the distractions in the way that keep us from being on purpose. And that means being in the purpose of serving all that is. So in other words, they help us so we can help them. And there is a way that this fast-tracking can just take us places we never dreamed. I know that I put the intention out that, okay, I want my light to shine bigger, I want to have a bigger reach. And working with this in a group session about connecting with the master guides. I was just thinking, okay, I want a lot of people to buy my book. I want my light to shine. But what happened is that very shortly after that, I got a call to teach in Kuwait in the Middle East. And I'm not the greatest traveler. Like traveling the world has never been my goal. This was way out of my comfort zone. It was like not what I thought I was signing up for. But it turned out to be this amazing experience. And I wound up going back and made a lot of friends. And, it was perfect. It was perfect. So connecting, doing the kind of work we're going to do today really is about speeding up our highest good, our heart's desires. It's also about, in a way, surrendering our small will to something greater so that we're living God's purpose instead of our personality's purpose, our small self. So that's my way of saying get ready. I don't know what's going to happen, but I see all kinds of things happen when we do this work. Let's do a little meditation here. We're going to do a meditation to... Oh, wait just a minute before we do that. We are going to do a meditation to call in the guides. And of course, we don't really call them in. We just raise our own vibration to the place where we are at that same place. But let me tell you a little bit about some of the process we're going to work with here. We're going to let some of the guides speak to us. And I've always felt that crowdsourced information and intuition combined with synchronicity is just an amazing way of connecting with higher truth. So you all are going to be part of this process. And what I'm going to do is hand out, I'm going to take one for myself, maybe two, hand out some little slips of paper. And I think I've got enough for everybody. Take one if you need a pen, but let's send those around. And if you'll look at these little slips, they say, I am, and there's a place for you to write. And then you'll see, my power to assist you is, fill in the blank. So as we do this meditation to, see who's with us, you're actually going to use your imagination and intuition to let one guide stand out for you and make its presence known. And then you're going to describe it on this. So everybody just close your eyes at this point and get comfortable in your seat. And take a couple of deep, full breaths. And just let the rhythm of your breath help your body to relax. And your attention turns inward. And just let your attention come to rest on your heart. And imagine there just the most beautiful source of light. And as you give it attention, it gets brighter. And you can just feel a really lovely softening and opening happening in the area of your chest. Very peaceful, comforting. And this light from your heart, it just softly radiates all through your body. And there's a layer of tension all through your body that you didn't even know was there until now as you feel it. Let go. And this steady light, this pulse of light from your heart just fills you with so much peace and well-being. And it ripples beyond your physical body, outward to the world around you. And this emanation of light, just imagine it to be so powerful that your whole body now is radiating universal love. There's no effort involved in letting this light shine. It just happens as naturally as breathing. And it ripples further and further into the space around you. But the light doesn't just flow away from you. It actually merges into an endless field of light, that it exists everywhere, all around you. And this limitless light is more than metaphysical imagery. It's what physicists call the zero-point field. It's a vast and mysterious field of energy that's always present, always full. A supercharged sea of light backdrop to everything. And the more your light ripples out, the more you draw to yourself a beautiful matching ripple from this field of endless light. And you can feel your own vibration of light being strengthened and refined and enriched, made even more beautiful as it blends with the limitless energy all around you. And as we raise our vibration in this way, we become more open to the loving presence of the great ones, those master beings of light and love who work with the evolution of our planet and of all creation. So let's all hold the intention now to make ourselves available to those master guides, the ones who are called to work with us today, to speed up our personal agendas and to empower us to further theirs. And now see if you can just become aware of their presence. Just seeing all these wonderful, amazing beings of light. Hearing perhaps their voices, sensing their closeness and love, just tremendous love. And just let yourself be with these master guides for a moment, experiencing their infinite love. And now allow one in particular to make itself known to you. Out of all of these amazing beings, let one step forth for you. And you know, if it feels like nothing is coming, it's okay to use your imagination and just make it up. Because imagination is often the doorway into true intuition and psychic perception. So just see who is showing up for you right now. Ask the guide for a name if there is one. Some of these guides have names we know from world religions, from the archangels, from teachings. Others may be nameless. Others have names we've never heard. So just see if there's a name. Notice what you can about this guide's appearance. And what qualities seem to be most pronounced in this guide. What qualities are this guide emanating to you right now? And just take a moment to allow wisdom and love to be transmitted. Come back now with a deep breath or two. And open your eyes. Now, this is where you take out your little slip and your pen. And on the top line, I am, write a name if you got a name, a description. And then my power to assist you is, and you fill in what particular quality did you feel this guide coming to bring. And many of the guides have many, many qualities. See which one was really feeling pronounced to you today. For example, Master Jesus might be coming with unconditional love, or he might be coming with the power to heal, or he might be coming with all kinds of other powers. See which one really seemed to present itself. So what I'm going to do is collect these now from you. And when they're all back to me, I'll explain what we're going to do next. And if you just got nothing, you didn't fill one in, then just keep it. Don't put a blank one back in. Wow, well done. Well, I have found, you know, as I said, I've been doing this for a million years. I found that a combination of group input and synchronicity is often a great way to allow higher wisdom to articulate itself to us. So what I'm going to do now, and you all can support this process just with your intent, by holding intent together. That's actually a very powerful act to call something into being. And our intent, I'm actually going to pick 3 of these randomly, and with the intention that the 3 guides who most have business with us, who most want us to be consciously working with their frequency, will make themselves known. Now, we could work with many, 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 and yet I found in this kind of work, kind of a short time frame, a lot of people, less can be more. You know, less information is going to allow probably more of it to stick and to hit home. So here I go. And I found in doing this kind of synchronicity work, it usually is pretty right on. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Nice. I am Sarah. My power to assist you is kindness and compassion, willingness to help. Now we've got kind of a theme going on here because the next one is Mother Mary. Compassion, starting with yourself. And the next one is unlimited. Just unlimited. I think that's a pretty interesting message. And I'd like you to imagine that somehow these 3 came up because they are important to every single person here. I'm going to go through them again because there's a very strong feminine element of kindness and compassion. There's Sarah. My power to assist you is kindness and compassion, willingness to help. And then there's Mother Mary, who is about compassion, starting with yourself. And then there is simply the guide who brings limitlessness to us. So we're going to do another short meditation here to really fully access these energies. And John, you can just put that same music back on. And everybody, again, just close your eyes for a moment. And just again, turn your attention inward. Take a couple of deep breaths. Imagine now that you are called to this gathering today. Doesn't matter why you think you showed up here. Imagine that you are called in a very purposeful way. You know, maybe it's because you have some personal goals that are ready to be fast-tracked into manifestation with the spiritual assistance available here. Maybe you're ready to heal in some important way, or receive some guidance or direction that you need. Maybe you're here because you're ready to be of greater service to the world around you. And from the guides that came up, I think that's probably true of many of you. Again, it doesn't matter why you think you're here today. Just imagine that the guides have chosen you and brought you here to further the purpose of your soul. Just imagine, even if you don't believe this, imagine how it would feel if you did believe that there are spiritual agendas being served through this gathering today that go far beyond anything we're consciously aware of. So just take a moment to open your heart in gratitude for having been called to this meeting. You know, you might have decided to stay home, but something brought you here. And imagine the great ones are with us now. The guides who are called to us joining together in love. And in particular, the three that have stepped forward in such a significant way. Mother Mary, who brings compassion, starting with ourselves. How can we ever be compassionate toward another person if we can't give that to ourselves? And then there is Sarah, who is all about kindness and compassion, and in particular, the willingness to help, to take that compassion and kindness and pass it on. And then there is just the frequency of limitlessness. Unlimited possibilities, unlimited good, unlimited joy, unlimited manifestation, unlimited healing. So take a moment to bring to mind whatever in your life you have decided is limited. Because these guides have come to say, this is not true. And if there is a particular area of life that you are wanting assistance with, whether it's to bring something into being, to bring a goal into manifestation, if it's to heal something, if it's to fulfill your highest purpose, if it's for clarity, whatever it is, bring that just very gently to mind. You don't need to strain around it. Just relax around it, bring it to mind. And just hand it over to these spiritual helpers. Just surrender. Let go. Release your small plans and agendas to the higher plans of spirit, so that your true highest good can unfold, not just the best you can currently imagine. There's often a big difference there. This is about surrendering to the best not just the limit of your imagination. And take a moment now to let your heart be filled with compassionate love and kindness, and first extend that to yourself. Just love all the things about yourself that you've found imperfect, not good enough, that you've judged. And now offer that kindness and compassion outward. Imagine it radiating from your heart to every person here in this room. Even to the people you don't know, even to the people you most love to not love, to the people who feel the most other. Just radiate your loving compassion. Because clearly our message today is that we have all been called into this room to do this. And if we can do that here, then there are no limits. There are no limits. This is how we break through the walls of our own limitations. So just feel how joyful that is, what a relief that is, that all we have to do is extend loving kindness. And all the walls of limitation start to melt away. And I want you all to just very gently bring yourself back, but staying in a bit of an open, meditative place. Because what I want us to do now is invite these guides, especially these big, this big three. Sarah of loving kindness and willingness to help, Mother Mary, who offers compassion, starting with ourselves, and limitlessness. Starting with these three, see if there are any messages that are coming to you from these guides that are for all of us here today. And with this kind of work, I always say it's fine to make it up, to just feel like you're just making it up, because imagination is often just a very powerful doorway into intuition. So if you were these three guides, what would you say to this group of people today? And if you've got a message, just stand up. I'm going to bring you the mic and let you share it, not just for you, but for all of us. Because remember, part of our mission here today is the willingness to help. And we'll start it here. I think we can bring the music down now. And if you got a message, just stand up. I'll come to you.
That there is nothing lacking. There is no lack.
Yeah, who else?
Radiate love.
Forgiveness for imperfections.
Say that one again.
Forgiveness for imperfections.
Who's next? Well, I'm really getting the message to start here, start now, make this tangible. Don't leave here today without looking around for someone that you can just extend compassion and kindness to. To really take this not as an idea, but as an action into your life. Because, and to really connect it to all the things in your life that feel out of reach, that feel limited, that feel inaccessible to you. And connect up this vibration of compassion with the tearing down of those walls of limitation. Who else?
I was in the drumming circle before this, but the message I got there was now is the time. So it feels like it fits for this as well.
Who else?
I got something about what I wrote on my card is something about there's constructions of your identity that aren't true or real, into like what they could do for me or how they could assist was to dismantle like notions or thoughts or ideas or things that have been imprinted on you, or stereotypes or just beliefs that aren't true. Like something could happen, you can make a disagreement with yourself that this is who you are, but it's not necessarily true, and maybe dismantling those and stepping into your true self, I guess, is what I got. Or like just removing the shell and like becoming who you actually are or something.
So what I'm getting maybe around that is to really call on these three guides to help dismantle the parts of us that aren't true, the things that got programmed in that aren't really us anymore, the illusions, the self that is rooted in fear rather than love. Is that kind of what you were getting? Yeah. And really intentionally call on these guides because they've come for a reason.
I got, look back 2 weeks from today and see something in your life that's become, your physical world's just become easier for you. See that the grace is with you and that something is going to lighten up in your world. And if you look back 2 weeks from today, you'll see what it is.
I always like when the guides help us make things tangible. So 2 weeks from today, look back and find something that has eased up, something that feels like it's a bit of grace that's entered your life. Who else?
I feel compelled to say a quote that I wrote on Facebook maybe a week ago, and I think it might resonate with people's spirits today. I said, live with intention, walk to the edge, listen hard, practice wellness, play with abandon, laugh, choose with no regret, appreciate your friends, continue to learn, do what you love, and live as if this is all there is.
I'm going to do one other thing. Well, it's about time to give attention to the offering today. And actually, I would say start there as a place where you can help, because clearly there are some very important projects here that require financial assistance. So, I always think that spiritual work becomes more powerful when we put our money where our thought is, because money is what brings things down into tangible manifestation. So I would suggest connecting your offering today with your willingness to let the walls of limitation go, to allow loving kindness and compassion into your life, as well as practicing it. Thank you so much for being willing to share all of your wisdom, because I think that makes for such a more powerful experience than it all just coming from me. And I just get tingles with the 3 guides that came today that are so on the theme of loving kindness, compassion, and dissolving all limits. I mean, it's powerful stuff, and I hope you will keep that in mind in this community, because I think there's a big message there. So why don't we all get up and do our closing circle? Yeah, thank you. Clap, clap, clap. My husband was going to come play music today, but he was a little under the weather. So I have a song, it's one of Robert Gass's songs, and it really was designed to just be a sing-along kind of song. It's kind of a chant. And you'll hear the words. It's really easy. It's, do you want to put that on for us, John? When you get the words, just start singing along.